Well, it's a Tuesday, October 25th. Work is killing me. I don't fucking like work. It's like all I do. And it's cold outside, and I'm feeling all those times that I drop myself on my knees, and I'm just aching. But, you know, I try to do my yoga in the morning because I got some gym mats by my bed now. So I just literally roll out of bed into a neck bridge. It's true.
Hey, you know, like Tuesdays, like it's kind of a depressing day because you start in the week on a Monday. Yeah. But do you remember, like, you know, listening to old school radio, the great, like, 2 for Tuesdays, where they would play, like, 2 Led Zeppelin songs every hour on the hour?
It made Tuesdays
cool.
For Tuesday. Yeah, 2 Led Zeppelin songs in a row? It must be Tuesday.
And it was, like, meant to, like, get you up in the morning and go to work and be happy to, like, go through the grind the rest of the week. Like, right. We got a great 2 for Tuesday here. Good morning, everybody.
Morning drive. I'm acting more excited than I should be on a Tuesday morning. But look out, Highway 426.
Traffic.
Let's cut over to Jay. Jay, you're in the helicopter with the traffic report. How's the highway looking there, bud?
Hey, I'm sorry, I'm going down the 401. We got a problem on Kennedy and the collectors. We got a truck rolled over in the ditch, full of hay all over the place, and we got 2 lanes blocked. Little trouble bottlenecking in that area, and little trouble getting through, so you might want to, you know, take the express or go around. Other than that, all clear, Hipstar. Back to you.
Thanks, Stan. I mean, Brett, new guy in, don't remember his name, but honestly, you know, Jay, I like you've seen me go through a shitload of fucking jobs. Working for a radio station was a unique one, but it's like a lot of those guys, you know, you set up their toilet and they just show up to shit in it. You know what I mean? That's
Weren't
all.
You telling me that when you went into like a said radio station? I don't mind mentioning their name, 97.7, I think. Mm-hmm. And weren't you saying that when you went in for the interview that the guy hiring you was just like feet up on the desk, Converse running shoes, sleeves, high as a fucking kite, didn't even listen to what you had to say, and like gave you a job?
Yeah, you painted a visual picture there, and just talked about the Montreal Canadiens. That was about it. You're like, man, hockey? The craziest thing about hockey is my team, man.
Right.
Great
interview, man. It's like, you know, people don't understand how hard we work to get into this business.
And it's like we work hard accumulating money, but we don't make a lot of it. And it's like the only reason we work is so we can have that dream where we just make a lot of money working and doing little, obviously. But I mean, the whole point...
I have a good friend that was a huge success in this business, the franchise Shane Douglas, and he had once told me that the franchise, please listen, Hipstar, once told me that you can learn a lot from this business, but it doesn't, you know, give you anything to go, you know what I mean? It doesn't suit you for any sort of job. Does that make sense?
It's
It doesn't make you qualified. That's the word I am looking for. # qualified. It doesn't qualify you for a job.
It certainly doesn't.
You're on the road. You're making money.
Yeah. You can claim that you were like a self-business, an independent business almost, but I mean, it's not. It sticks out on your resume, but not for a good reason. My radio teachers, they really didn't like it. They looked at me like, You're a wrestler, huh? I'm like, yes, I am. You know, I
every
like
sort
the
of casting agent, every sort of so you can't put that kind of thing on a resume. I've made mistakes like that too, and you know they just don't see that world.
I've made my own gimmicks. I'm a seamstress. I'm a valet. I'm a independent businessman. That's where I am.
I'm a website designer.
Yeah.
You can check out my website at ospw.net.
Squarespace.
Oh, God. Is it that time that we plugged the 1-800-ENA gimmick and Cena and me?
No. We'll do it at the end of the show, maybe.
Okay.
But honestly,
All right.
Honestly, my mind is so fucking drained. I'm just so out of energy. Because again, I'm just working my fucking ass off. But don't you think that if you did make a living full-time off of what you love and what you do, you're just eventually gonna get sick of it? Don't you think you just eventually hate it? You know what I mean? Like, I worry.
Well, yes, because I've experienced that, Hipstar. And as a matter of fact, like at one time, as much as we're embarrassed to say that we're wrestlers in normal society, as you were stating earlier, at one time I was proud. At one time I was proud to say, hey, I'm a manager at Crossfire Wrestling, and it was my dream to manage a stable. But the years that I've had to manage Mark House, I was just like sick and fucking tired of this. I'm just like, am I just going to be the guy that walks beside a guy who's got a pair of weens on and, thinks he's like Sterling James Keenan and working Ring of Honor, and meanwhile we're at fucking the American Community Center? I'm like, people are starting to look at me a little bit weird. They're thinking like, hey, Jay, aren't you starting to get a little old for this? Take a look at what you're doing here.
I would hate for somebody to say that to me. I'd be so fucking pissed.
Yes, I don't want to be the guy standing beside a guy in pink weens and like, sucking off the tits of the fans, and that maybe happen to be in a wheelchair. And I don't mean to be like so crude about it, but like, are we begging? Like, are we begging the fans to fucking cheer for us? I think it's an honest mistake. I think who is teaching psychology in the wrestling business these days? Is anybody credible?
I think
I'm just going off on a limb, and maybe I know it's going to get a little heat. I'm not looking for heat. I'm not looking for feedback. I'm not looking for emails. In fact, I don't want to hear from anybody. I just kind of like, at what point do you draw the line?
Well, I think training is really evolved in wrestling. It's all about like, get your shit over, brother.
That I walked into, Hipstar, was inside a restaurant in Buffalo, New York.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
It was a Troy Buchanan ring inside a restaurant, and this was a set-up training school that would train before the hours of 11 a.m. when the chefs had to get in and cook lunch for the people that may have been going to the HSBC arena. And I was like,
who can train at 11 a.m.? Who's not working at 11 a.m.? They have time to train. Fuck.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Maybe ask Cyclone Jones what's going on.
Cyclone Jones. Shoutouts.
Yes.
Honestly, coming from, most of your stories are all like, I've had experiences, and, a lot of it I wouldn't trade for anything, but I don't appreciate them necessarily. Not that you don't appreciate them, sorry. I'm not proud of them, I guess, more of a story. So, like, we've done this for a while, and we have made some money, but it's not making us any happier. I mean, like, honestly, Jay, I look up to the one person that I love watching at any Ontario indie show in the back is Cody Deaner. I love seeing his attitude in the back because, honestly, he shows up, he's got a baseball cap on, hide your eyes, and he's like, I'm just here to fucking make money and make my work look good, because he fucking makes it look pretty good for Cody Deaner. And the happiest I ever see him is when he sees his friends. He's not necessarily happy to be around the promoter. He'll act like it, but he's happy to see his friends. And it's like, we're still kind of working to do this full time, though, no? I mean, no disrespect, but
I honestly think that Cody Deaner would not appreciate his name being dropped on this podcast. That's what I think.
Oh, okay. I just brought it up so I could say that I appreciate him. But it's like, he's doing it a lot longer, and I see, like...
Not talk about Cody Deaner on this podcast. I don't think we're worthy of talking about anybody in that level of business on a podcast like this. Thank you.
You're right. I remember that time when he drove in the middle of the road. That was really funny. But, I don't drop names to talk shit. he just, I'm the most controversial podcaster in the world, so apparently it's my gimmick now. Man, he was talking about you. He said he really liked you. Look out, man. I guess I'm a little bitter. I'm a little worn out, and my back is killing me. But I'm having fun, I can say. And if you were happy, Jay, then I think you could say you were having fun a lot more often. But I think maybe some yoga or aerobics, calisthenics will work for you, honestly. I think and that and a lot of water.
I mean, I don't mind if you talk about Elian Habano on the show, but
Habanero!
Not Cody Deaner.
That was the first match I had, Elian Habanero. And I saw him at a PWA event. And, By the way...
Yes, he's booked for probably 5 shows a year and shows up for 2.
Yeah. Jay, what is with this? Indie guys, will get on, slam wrestling or canoe wrestling. They'll write an article, and it'll have the title, My Experience with Wrestling and Why I'm Retiring. You know the guys that have done this recently. And then a year later, They're in the ring. I mean, especially, last weekend... I have neck problems. And here they are, they're back in the ring a year after, and they're getting, punched in the neck. What are these tomfoolerers doing, man? This doesn't fucking really make sense.
I often wonder who exactly is canoe wrestling when we call it slam wrestling. Is canoe wrestling paying for these stories, perhaps?
I think so. I don't know. do people even use canoes anymore?
Why here is the wrestling business being represented by a canoe?
I don't think people even use those anymore. I think they've moved on to what's the one person canoe called? What do they call that? A kayak.
Well, let me ask you another question. Why would a media company even be named Canoe?
Weren't there printers named Canoe? They made our ink cartridges or something? I don't know. I think people
we're sending your news by canoe.
Yeah. We can't promise it'll get there on time, but. It'll float along.
Yes. Well, there were so many ways to get the news in the wrestling business in the day. Such great resources as the wrestling hotlines that used to be available, like the Wrestling Rap Report, which would give you your 3-minute daily news on what happened on any sort of pay-per-view, Monday Night Raw, Thursday Night Thunder.
That's how you got it.
It was great times, and I'm a big fan of that 1-800. Not 1-800. Excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself with the sponsors. Talking about the Wrestling Rap Report.
You can drop the line now if you want.
Yes.
1-800
Wrestling Rap Report was Topher Whiteman.
Yeah. Where did he go? He's missing. Find Topher Whiteman.
I do have an update. If you care to hear it.
Oh, what is it? Where is he?
Time on the show?
Yeah. You got a minute and a half.
The update is I was in a pinch for a weed.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, and I was coming off the Big Shane Douglas show yesterday with Classic Chris coming back into the Fort Erie area, which we decided, I got Classic to be the front man to go get Topher. Topher, in fact, dropped it off not knowing that I was hiding inside the garage. A Classic, yes. He had rolled up thinking nothing, Classic said, hey, my brother's inside. I expected the house to be empty when I got home, and I'm sorry, bud, I just gotta go.
Oh, that's good.
And I had visually seen through the garage window a Topher Whiteman, full beard, full hair, in the Whitey Mobile, being the 82 Chrysler van.
Oh, man.
With by his side at all times, Jenny Marie.
I
couldn't believe what was going on, and I'm sure I cited Topher Whiteman. I may be wrong because I did not expect what I had seen. I did not expect what I've seen. I don't mean to out anybody by telling them the story, but my God, it was absolutely horrendous, and he's now missing again. We need to be on the lookout for Topher Whiteman because just when I thought I had something there, he had escaped. And Topher Whiteman is on the loose somewhere here in Fort Erie, and we need your help. We need your help.
Oh, man.
Find Topher.com, please.
Happy Tuesday. Tonight on Hipstar Tonight.